Collie, I know it's going back a long time, but how did the whole interest in hypnosis actually start?
Well, I started when I was a little boy, 12 years of age. We had a magician who used to come and spend his holidays with us. He was a world-famous magician, and part of his show was hypnosis. And he used to come and stay with us for about 3 months every year before he went off on a new tour. And he used to paint these props up and practice with new girls and all the rest of it. And being a boy and being into the magic man, I used to watch what he was doing. And I used to go upstairs and try and hypnotize my brothers and sisters. And after a while, I saw I was hypnotizing my brothers and sisters. And it took, from that, I've always been interested in it. But it didn't take real interest, really, like show business, until during the war. I was stationed in Burma, and one day one of my fellows said to me, one of my friends said, I wish I could sleep. So I said, all right, where'd you sleep? So he took me where he was, in the bushes. I said, lie down. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to hypnotize you. No, lucky he was a good subject. He could have been a subject I couldn't have hypnotized. But he didn't tell me he was on duty that night. And I left him asleep. So the next morning he was on a charge because he was supposed to be on duty. So the big fuss about it the next day. When I told the officer in command that I'd hypnotized him and he didn't tell me, he said, what do you mean to do hypnosis? I explained to him, I said, we can do some funny things. Why don't you attend some of the troops sometimes? And this is where it started. So when I came back to England, I went on the stage. And that's it.
And you've been doing it professionally ever since?
Yeah. Since 1946, I've been doing it professionally.
By and large, over the years, your hypnosis shows have really been very, very popular. Why do you think it's so?
Well, you know, people like excitement. If people go to a motor car race, they like to see a smash. They go to boxing, they like to see plenty of blood pouring. This is the thing. They like excitement.
Are we going to see excitement or smash in your show?
They won't see any smashes, no, but the things people get up to, they get really intrigued.
Do you actually alter the show from year to year, or does it basically remain?
No, I've been doing basically, I've cut a lot of things up. I've cut my show down a lot. But basically I do the same thing. But it's different people every night, so you get different reactions.
Do you ever have bad nights, in other words, where
Oh, yes,
you just cannot win?
That's right.
Tell us about
You get some nights where they want to try and hypnotize me. Doesn't happen often, but it happens. It happens.
In terms of touring, do you still tour as much as you used to?
Do I do what?
In terms of touring?
Touring, I'd still do touring, but only in South Africa. From 72 to 84, I was all overseas, mostly.
What type of people make the best subjects?
A healthy person makes the best person, with a perfect adjusted mind. If they're full of nonsense, you'll get subject, but they may be funny, they may not be good. But usually if you go there, like say, a place like Cape Town University or West University here, you get the students going to sleep like flies.
Do you find that there are people who try and ham it up or try and pretend that they're under hypnosis but aren't really?
No. People have come up and started off to try and fool me, but I've thrown them off instead. I've never used them. But I still get people in the audience saying, oh, that one wasn't asleep, and that one wasn't asleep, because they didn't listen to what I told them. And in the second stage, a person will sit there, he'll know what he's doing, but he can't control himself completely. So he may laugh and he may do something he shouldn't do.
There are different types of hypnosis, the medical and the more psychological hypnosis.
No difference at all. There's no difference. It's all the same hypnosis. It depends on what you're talking about, what you're handling. If you're talking to a person about psychology, you're talking psychology, something funny, it's just the same thing. And I never hypnotized anybody in my life.
You do it yourself?
The subject hypnotized himself. And you live in hypnosis every moment of your life.
Is it possible to hypnotize everybody?
No. If you could, half the asylums would be empty today. But most people can be hypnotized, although some people take quite a few times until they get au fait with you, until they get confidence with you. But you get.
When does it become dangerous?
Is there a stage where it actually becomes dangerous as far as hypnosis is concerned?
It cannot become dangerous as long as it's handled properly. Now, for instance, if a person who is a hypnotist and he hasn't got confidence, he can do danger, because let me explain to you, I told you, I don't hypnotize the subject. Subject hypnotizes himself, see? And for instance, say I drop dead on the stage. and everybody come up on the stage and start laughing, start waking them up. That person that's asleep in themselves may say, they can't wake me up, they can't wake me up. They go deeper and deeper and deeper. Now they're going to have trouble. But if they're left alone, they'll come out of it by themselves. Understand? It's like also like a hypnotist may say something to a person, and the person, the hypnotized subject, becomes hysterical. Like, for instance, this happened to me a couple of times. Many years ago in Glasgow in Scotland, I went to a Masons meeting one night. And after the meeting, they were all sitting talking. And I went home. Someone said there, oh, he can hypnotize also. So I said, come on, let's see what you can do. So he hypnotized somebody. And he told him he's in a building which is on fire. You understand? He became hysterical. The hypnotist became full of nerves. There was a doctor in the audience with him, with that little crowd. And he shouted, look what you've done, get him wet. And they get more and more excited. And they phoned me to come back and see if I could do something. I tell him to get calm and collected and give a sharp command. But it could have gone worse, you see. Another time, a fellow was doing hypnosis, had watched me on the stage, and he was going down to schools, hypnotizing children and giving little shows. And he hypnotized some kids, and he told them the floor is full of mice, hundreds of mice. 2 little girls became hysterical. Now, he became excited, and he couldn't bring the girls out of it.
But it does then place a lot of responsibility on your behalf, because you can, if you wanted to, take it over the top also.
No, I can't take it over the top. If you see something going to happen, like sometimes I bring a person up to put the pins in them. Now, they may be a person who's very, very scared of pins, injections. They'll start to build up tension. You'll see what's happening. If you don't bring them out of it quick, they're going to faint. Now, I don't mind a person fainting because I know I can handle it, but it looks terrible for an audience. You understand? You don't want that to happen. And if you see you give a person a suggestion that they don't want to do, and they start subconsciously to fight it, and leave them alone. You always must have a safety valve. When I say to a person, when you wake up, your memory is gone completely. You don't know who you are, but you're nothing to fear. I will give you back your memory when I want to. Understand?
What happens, just per chance, if you did happen to drop dead of a heart attack on stage, what would happen to your subject?
Just leave him sitting there, and he'll come out of it by himself. But if people get excited and come up and push and shove him and slap him, they feel it, and they go further and further. It may wake up, but some may go deeper into a fit, you see.
To still be performing at 78 is no mean feat at all.
Yeah.
In fact, there are very few people who are actually still doing
Yeah.
that. Why do you still do it?
For the money. What a bloody question to ask.
Do
When I
enjoy
first
it?
started doing hypnosis in this country, I was getting 50 cents a time. 50 cents, it was 5 shillings. 1 and 8 pence was taken for tax. We got 3 and 4 pence. Okay. It's only in the last few years that we're getting money. I can earn money overseas. I've got a lot of grandchildren. They want me to leave some money to them.
There's something I want to
Plus, the fact is this. Let me explain to you. What is the most important thing to any human being? What is the most important to make it a good life, to make a human being somebody? What is the most important thing? I'll tell you. Applause. Recognition. We are 2 people. We are this solid body and we're a spiritual body. Okay. Now, we never think of digestion of food. We never think about breathing. It's all done automatically in your mind. Okay. Now, if that mind's at peace, you'll be well. And the only way you can have that mind at peace is by recognition, nothing else. Someone said to you, boy, you've done a wonderful job there. You'll feel good. If someone meets you in the morning and says to you, you're looking bad today, you'll be damn bad. Well, recognition. And I get it from here.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the shows? Or is
I enjoy the shows.
love?
As long as we get people who want to cooperate. Not when I get people coming up and trying to put me to sleep.
Great.